The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
New sexual misconduct allegations seem to be emerging every single day, from Hollywood to Washington, from NFL stars to celebrity chefs. And joining us this morning to weigh in is legal analyst Ariva Martin. Because, Ariva,
these topics have kept you busy.
Yes, but as difficult as this conversation is to have, I'm just so amazingly excited and I'd say encouraged by the brave women that are finally starting to tell their stories. And rather than being slut-shamed and called liars, we're seeing these women revered, we're seeing them celebrated, we're seeing them encouraged, like the Time magazine cover. So for the first time, I think women are finding their voices and people are starting to believe that these stories, they're not just stories, this is reality.
Let's talk about where we go from here, because I think the one positive, and this is not legal, but I think we're finally going to start seeing change.
Yes.
But there's all these question marks as to, okay, criminal law, civil law, people being fired versus not fired, because now there's this situation where every day you wake up and you turn on the TV and you're like, oh, okay, they're gone. And where does this go from here? Because again, let's use the example of Russell Simmons. Multiple allegations against him of rape. Yeah. So where do things go legally in an example like that?
Well, I think people were so shocked by Russell Simmons because they see Russell Simmons today. He's into meditation. He owns these yoga studios. He's dedicated his life to this kind of, peaceful living. Spiritual healing.
You would think at peace, a gentle person.
Nonprofit organizations, and he's done a lot to, position himself as someone who really promotes healthy relationships and healthy lifestyle. But we can't remember the Russell Simmons of the 90s. And in his own autobiography, he talks about how in the 90s he was this hard-charging, record entertainment mogul. He was snorting cocaine. He was chasing every woman that he could, and his whole goal back then was consumption. Money, women, drugs. Now he changed. And some women are saying, some of the women that have come out, their allegations relate to the Russell Simmons of the 90s, when he was this, this different kind of man that he says he is today. But these are very serious allegations. Rape, as you acknowledged, Travis, some women have said he raped them. And when you have those kind of serious allegations, district attorneys have to take that seriously. Law enforcement has to take it seriously. And there may be criminal investigations happening as we speak as it relates to those rape allegations. But I think it's important when we talk about this conversation, and I say this all the time, some men need education, some need jail. So we don't want to lump all these people in together because it is very different, a rape allegation versus someone saying they made a sexually inappropriate comment to me in the workplace. Very different.
When it comes to like sexual assault and rape, is there a statute of limitations or does it vary? Like from state to state? How does that work?
That's a great question, Dr. Nita. Different states have different statutes of limitations. New York and California recently eliminated their statute as it relates to rape. So they now say if you were raped 10 years ago, depending on the timing, you won't be barred, or prosecutors won't be barred from pursuing that rape allegation. But it does depend on the state, and there are varying laws that govern what may have happened to you. It could be sexual assault, which is also a crime. So there doesn't have to be rape for there to be a crime committed, and sometimes people get confused about that because we've heard a lot about groping. So people ask me all the time, well, what if I was groped? If someone gropes you, which is touching you, an unwelcome, unwanted touching can be a form of sexual assault for which you can be criminally prosecuted. So
as well as civilly, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Either way, and then, the whole gamut, you're talking about issues that could potentially be criminal, but what the civil actions that potentially could go, violations in the workplace, right? Work discrimination and emotional distress, all of those things.